I think if they made it to MSC, this team could have actually won. If it was Assassin meta, this team would have smashed. This team would have freaking demolished, bro. I'm going to put Onic Philippines as my first and maybe my only S tier team before the season starts. Sand Fraud, brother. You need to step up on the enablers, bro. I think everybody, including y'all, who, you know, watch the channel, who watch the streams, know my opinion about Onic Philippines. I think if they made it to MSC, this team could have actually won. And that's why every time someone asks me, Mirko, is it the end of the PH era? Is it the end of the PH era? I say, no, bro, it really isn't. It's one tournament. It's MSC and GOTF. It is what it is, you know? Like, even last year, GOTF wasn't won by a Filipino team. It's A-okay. MSC was, though, unfortunately. But I think this MSC was very, very different because we had a crazy 180 patch before the tournament started, before MSC. And that's why teams who actually qualified from MPL Philippines were more of the utility jungle users, were more of the, I guess, balanced, right? Because Falcons, Kyle's really good on Assassins too, but either way, it was more of a balanced kind of thing where you have to be better on utility / fighters over Assassins in the meta for MPL Philippines Season 17 before MSC. If it was Assassin meta, this team would have smashed. This team would have freaking demolished, bro. Because if you just look at how they played in Season 17, right? I've said this many, many times. Let me change the color to purple here because they are yellow. It'll go like this. They will literally just play Cho or Khalid. Fast clearing mid duo into whatever mid laner that Prince wants. And they'll play from tempo, for tempo, through tempo to win the game. Now, if I just tell you that, what do you think about? You think about this meta straight up. It's all about tempo. It's all about how you utilize the splits on the map, how you have an enabler on XP with the main carry being in the jungle. It really just, everything points to this meta being their meta. And I think they have some really good additions to the team, man. Super Dan, I don't think he is a good XP when it's the playmaking era. I don't know. This may be just because, I don't know. It's either RQ have like a freaking talent suppression machine out there, or he's just not that good at playmaking / carry heroes. He's maybe better on the enablers, right? So we'll see how he does on the Uranuses. There's still Kirk, obviously, who's still in the lineup. I think he is a guaranteed dub for this meta. I think, all right? Like, because we've seen it on the carry meta. Definitely not the best, but back in M6, when it was all about enablers, when it all was about just getting space for your team, he was amazing. Brusco's still in the lineup. When he's well enough to start playing, I think will be amazing for the team. But Super Yoshino, this man in RQ Tora was the better roamer. Then they got Witty for some reason, RQ Tora. But Yoshino's good. I've been a fan of this guy for such a long time, right? Even when he was in Omega, I believe. I was so confused. Oh, no, not Omega. Onic Philippines, when he was Escalera and Yoshino. I always thought Yoshino was the better fit for the team. I thought he was aggressive. He's the guy you want on your team. I don't know what it was in the past that didn't really get him the starting lineup position, but I really hope he stays. Then, obviously, we have some changes in the coaching staff as well. We still have Hayes in the lineup, which is great. You have someone who's, you know, got the synergy with the boys. But this was the big one. Mr. Few from EVOS, after his stint in EVOS, after his stint in ID, is now stepping back as a player and going back as a coach. I think it's a great idea. I think it's an amazing idea. I think this is one of the best coaching staff moves you could get in the Philippines. A player with the knowledge, with the experience that Few has is not very easy to come by. Like, you don't get this every day. So I'm very, very happy to see that Few is still in the competitive scene, even though he's not a player. It's pretty sad, but it's still very, very good. And for good reason too right now, right? Because now he can coach already a team that should just be ready for this meta, plus the main man. I know most of y'all say King Kong's the main man. Now, I'd agree. If it was just up to me, if it was just up to my analysis, I would also say King Kong's the main man in this meta, or even an M6 meta. But after talking to Why Not, after talking to Kelra, after talking to so many of the Onic Philippines dudes, all of them tell me it's this man right here. This is the guy behind the success of Onic Philippines. Most of the roster, most of the players who actually came to Onic Philippines as well before M6 joined Onic Philippines because this man was in. They wanted to play with him. And obviously, he performed. He managed to meet or even exceed a lot of our expectations. Selena, Loyi. Now it's back to Novaria, Selena. This guy should be the best mid laner coming into the season as well. When it comes to these long range, awareness based mid laners, when it comes to just more of that mind macro game in the mid, I definitely think of Super Friends, right? I think he's only second to Moreno. My GOAT, but no, I'm joking. Super Friends is amazing. Super Friends is amazing. And Severo's still there as a weak side, which fits the bill right now, even though there is a little bit more strong side. I think on the Melissa, Super Severo, man, I'm calling it Super Severo because I think this meta fits him, is going to be good as well. I'm going to put Onic Philippines as my first and maybe my only S tier team before the season starts. Just Falcons PH. Falcons PH, Haji, I will, if you ever meet Bigatron again, I'll have to do something about Haji backstage, bro, because this guy is freaking ridiculous. He's actually so good. This team is still so good. People love to switch up every time a team doesn't perform. They start hating, bashing, saying, you know, they're overrated, they're garbage, Flapteezy's dog shit, blah 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 blah. But I'm never like that. I look at it just straight facts. I think Falcons are still amazing. They probably are still the second best team in the league. They are very clean. They're very good. And the only reason they didn't make it to the grand finals in MSC was because of their own individual mistakes. All right. And it was a very small but easy to fix mistake, in my opinion. It was that dive against Yangon Galacticos. If you guys remember, then yeah, it's probably still playing in your heads, especially if you're a Falcons fan. That's probably still in your head, just, you know, constant replay. I think they didn't sleep for a good, 2 days after that, man, because they had the game on lock, that game 5 against YG. Many plays were made. They were able to get the lead, but then they dove under that baser top lane. Drafts have looked, you know, up and down, but that's just the meta, I'd say. The players you have here, the quality is top. To quote Micah Richards, top. You have Ducky, who's still a great head. You have Mr. Man, Moody, who I got a jersey from. We got my GOAT XBTR Vren. A lot of people switch up, but I won't switch up. I think Falcons, just like last season, are second top team right now, based on their performances and based on their roster. They are very well balanced. They're very good. Enabler Flapteezy works still. I've seen Reddit posts talking about how Flap is a fraud, etc. No, okay? I don't think any of these players are fraudulent, all right? They just had a bad day, had a bad season, had a bad MSC. They had to improve, and maybe, as many people have said, this meta just don't fit the Filipinos that well. I think it will. It just give them time, okay? So, yeah. This was exciting, not gonna lie. I haven't been excited for Aurora, a roster from Aurora since season 16, I guess. Yeah, season 17. I just didn't... Even though they were world champions, I wasn't really too hyped about their lineup, maybe because they just stuck to the same, and they dropped very early on in the season. But still, my GOAT XBTR Light is in this lineup. It's still the two heads of the team, Dexstar and Mr. Man MTB. Solid stuff. They've kept the trio in the... Not mid, but the Aurora trio that we've seen for a while now, right? Ever since M6, they look amazing. Edward, unfortunately, is not in the lineup anymore. They did replace him with a very high caliber XP lane. I have a lot of respect for Mr. Nats, but I'm sorry to say it's still a downgrade. And this is in no way, shape, or form a diss to my boy Nats. I'm a fan of Nats. I like Nats, but Edward was him. I think even for the Aurora fans, you guys will agree with me when I say this is a downgrade, especially because Nats is coming off of inactivity. He hasn't played in the highest of levels in a while, so he'll take some time to adjust back to the Nats entertainment kind of style when he was still active. So yeah, I think just a matter of time before Nats regains his form, but also doesn't really feel like this meta suits him that well. I've seen a lot of comments saying, like, what do you mean by it doesn't suit him that well? He's amazing on Esmeralda and Uranus. Yes, but he's better when he's on carries. And I think at MSC Wildcard, you definitely got to see that as well. Like, a lot of times he was playing the Alice. He was great on the Alice. He was great on the Uranuses, but he'd always default back to Arlet. And that's actually what lost them the series. That game 3 against, I forgot who it was against, but they picked up the Arlet into a Yuzong, which is ridiculous. And yeah, it just goes to show you that maybe he is more comfortable on the carries. Hopefully, with Dexstar and MTB, they can really fix this quick because they have a very good jungler, Coily. Mechanically great. Really, really good. A better fit to the meta than Demon Kite. Demon Kite is in RRQ right now, but I think Coily is actually the better player in this meta. He's shown that he can be amazing on the world stage as well. So with these 3 talents supporting him, opening up, I think Coily will be really, really good. I genuinely think they have what it takes to do really well in this meta. It just comes down to how quick Nats can adapt back. Because if he is already just back to Nats entertainment form, yeah, this team cooks, bro. Yeah, this meta fits really well for Domain Kite too. Strong side gold laners rotate to the gold lane. Very similar to what we had in M7. Light on freaking Atlas, Beleric, dude. That sounds great. You know, again, setting heroes. And then you have Yue on the backliners like Novaria, Vexana, and like this roster looks genuinely very, very strong. Like Aurora are right now 8th tier. I think maybe better than Falcons. Play the clip. Play the clip. Carl, I have to question your Fanny and Ling. Oh, God. Nah, yeah, that beef was so forced. It was not beef at all. Me and Carl got no bad blood. This is still my favorite team in the Philippines. I still support them when I'm watching MPL Philippines. I will still support them over all the other teams. And I'm glad that they kept the roster. I think they just unfortunately fell out of form, and they didn't really adapt quickly in MSC. I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're frauds. I don't think they're garbage, despite the sand frauds. It's just me, just, you know, he's my boy. I can banter a little bit with my boy. I love that they kept Aeon and Snap. I think for me, the biggest concern was Aeon and Snap's future. After MSC, I thought maybe, oh shit, they're gonna go for a complete overhaul on the coaching staff again, just like we've seen in M7. After they don't do well, usually it's the coaches to go, or the gold laner, right? Either Tlph, hey man, they love doing that shit, but it's always been good. You know, they've changed players here and there, but they've always still managed to find success, go back up. Now, Daiki is no longer just an analyst. I believe he's still doing analysis work, but he is a good second option to Teddy. He's in here as a sub gold laner. After his comments on stream, I don't know if that was a marketing strat or if it's real, but either way, after those comments, I am happy to see that he's back in the lineup. I think if it's real, those comments that he made on stream, it's good. I think it's great for the team. You need to have someone like that, you know? If everyone thinks they're the shit, everyone thinks they're the best, you need someone to punch them down, to make them kind of remember that it's harder to stay at the top than to climb back to the top, right? So you have to put in more effort to stay there. And I think that's what Liquid really lacked after winning 3 MPL Philippines back to back to back. Teddy is not bad. I disagree with everybody who says Teddy is the fraud. Teddy was why they lost MSC. I don't even know how they got that. Like, the whole team just never played for him. It almost felt like the whole team didn't really trust him. When he played the Melissa, they were making plays without the Melissa. The team was just not playing well. Like, these four, the 4 horsemen, they're so good that were too reliant on themselves in MSC. Now that MSC happened, I think it'll be great for them to lock back in. Selena, Novaria, I really hope he just gets into the meta. Carl TZ should have already now picked up the Hiraras, the meta, you know, Harleys, Nolans. Should already by now be able to pull off these assassins. And again, I never really doubted him on those assassins. For me, it's just the Fanny now. And I think the Fanny will stay. The Ling, out of meta anyway, so it don't even matter. So this is still the only hero that I will probably have my doubts on. But it's, again, okay as long as you're able to ban it. Now, my boy, Sand Fraud, brother. The best XP lane in my books, all right? But, brother, you need to step up on the enablers, bro. Okay, don't give me. He's really, really good. He's really good. Mechanically, even on these enablers like the Barats, he's probably still, I'd say, top 2, top 3. I'm not even joking. But it's the decision making. It's when he goes in. Like in MSC, he was still catching some really good targets on the Barats. He was still doing really, really well on the Uranus. But the decision making was what was off. Because I guess he was so used to making solo plays with the Paquitos, the Benedettas, the Lapu Lapu, where he could make solo plays and he could just carry alone. On the Barats, on the Uranus, you can't do that. So I just hope that he trusts his team a little bit more. He lets go a little bit more of, you know, that individual kind of skill set that he has. Because if he adapts, he's still great. I don't think I can say he's the best, but he's still great on enablers. He's still the best on, yeah, those heroes. Now, JP as well, now in this meta, he should still do well. This guy doesn't really fall off. He's always the constant, especially with Mathilda's coming back. I think this will be a very, very good season for him. The Kaja, too. So, yeah, I think Tlph are still going to be strong, man. I don't think they're going to be weak at all. I'll put them in A tier. And right now, A tier is really looking super competitive.